afternoon. Just making sure that I am live, and it looks like I am live. Good afternoon. Carol Buckalew with Inky Stampers. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Doesn't look like anyone has joined yet. Maybe give it just a second here. So I have a sneak peek for you today using products that will be in the upcoming January to April 2023 mini catalog. And there are so many cute things in this catalog. This set, I wouldn't call this cute, but this set is one of the product lines that you'll be able to get. Customer orders will open up on, hey Mary, thanks for joining. Customer orders will open up on January 5th for the new mini catalog. And so I'm excited to share this with you today. So I am using a set of products called Desert Details for my card today. And I've used the stamp set, which has several, sentiments. I would consider these sentiments kind of, well, they could be birthday too, but, thinking of you, those kinds of things. And there's a couple of stamp borders in the stamp set. And then I'm using the Desert Details dies. And if you guys haven't picked up on it yet, Stampin' Up! Is now naming the stamp sets and the dies with the same name. So much easier to find your coordinating sets, in my opinion. I'm also going to be using these gold faceted adhesive backed sequins on the card, provided I remember to put them on at the end. But I did want to quickly share the paper. Hey Mom, thanks for joining. I wanted to share this beautiful paper with you real quick. So this is of course I don't remember the name. This is the Delicate Desert 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And the colors in this paper are Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Gray Granite, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, and Soft Succulent. So really great colors together. But, this particular paper, you could cut this up and use as a background and make a scene on your card. The reverse side is kind of, it's soft succulent with some kind of medallions on them. This is the paper I used for my card today. And then the reverse is in Cajun Craze, which is really cool looking. Very Southwestern, this set. This one is more kind of a diamond pattern. And then on the reverse, we kind of have some interweaving swirls. And then we've got a dotted pattern in, this looks like Pale Papaya. And then kind of a soft succulent, kind of a brushed look on the reverse of that. And then this next one is in Gray Granite and very subtle, kind of a faded out border print with some of the desert flowers intermingled. And then we've got another brushed pattern on the reverse of this. And this looks like Gray Granite, Petal Pink, Cajun Craze. I don't see any Pale Papaya in that. And then the last sheet in the pack is, again, another piece that could be cut up and used for, backgrounds on cards. But definitely looks like the Desert Southwest, just beautiful. And then on the reverse of that, we have kind of overlapping hills or waves in soft succulent. So I wanted to share that with you really quickly. Gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Yeah, Mary, I agree. It is the prettiest paper. So, let's get started on our card. I did go ahead and pre-stamp and die cut some little flowers here, only because I'm going to be bumping these images up a little bit. Now, I will tell you, when you are stamping these flowers, these are, this is a distinctive stamp set. So that means that when you stamp with a distinctive stamp, they're very detailed, and they give you lots of definition. If your ink pad is dry, you may want to take a sponge dauber, ink your stamp up, and then take a sponge dauber, dab it in the ink pad, and then make sure that you've got really good coverage on your stamp. My ink pad, I use Calypso Coral. My ink pad is very juicy. And I was kind of having the opposite problem of having too much ink on my stamp. So that's why I pre-stamped these, because I actually had to stamp them like a couple of times to get them just right. But I'm a good one for wanting to kind of bump up images, you know, just add some more definition. And so this is an optional step. But what I did on my original card is I took a Stampin' blend, and this color is Dark Cajun Craze. And then I'm going to come back in with my light Calypso Coral to kind of blend this out a bit. But all I'm really looking to do is to just deepen kind of the shadow underneath the petals, and this just gives it a little more definition. And I'm not putting a lot in there, and just ever so easy around the edges, the outside edges of the petals. You know, and with a distinctive stamp, this step certainly isn't necessary. It's just something that I like to do from time to time. And I'm just going around behind those petals. Give a little bit more definition here in the bowl of the flower. Hey Rosie, thanks so much for joining. I'm coloring, Rosie. But that kind of gives you an idea, just kind of defining those petals just a little bit more. I think I've pretty much made my way around, and then I'm going to come back in with the, this is the light shade of the Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to blend this out a bit so that my edges aren't harsh. Just kind of softens them up a bit. And you don't really need to hit, you know, this shading behind the petals too very much. But it does definitely give you more definition. And again, this is an optional step, but I just thought I'd share that with you. And you can see that it, you know, it did define those petals a bit more. I'm going to do this one real quick here since I, hey Akiko, thanks so much for joining. Glad you're here. So what I'm doing is just adding a little bit of definition behind these petals. And this one is so tiny it really doesn't need much. And I'm really just running the Calypso Coral over top of the Cajun Craze. And that just kind of gets the ink wet, the Cajun Crayons ink wet, and gets it to blend a little bit better there. Okay, that's good. Moving on, I'm going to set these off to the side here for a second. I have a card base in gray granite, and it's just a standard card fold. And I am going to adhere a piece of the DSP to a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock. And this card is designed for tomorrow's Happy Ink and Thursday blog hop. So if you're around tomorrow, visit my blog, and you'll be able to get all of the links to the blog hop. But I have an amazingly talented team. Some of those folks are on here today, watching live with me. And it's just, the blog hop is a good time, and you get lots of inspiration. So check that out tomorrow. So I'm just going to adhere my DSP panel to this panel of Calypso Coral. Get those edges as straight as I can. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I see a little fuzzy here on my cardstock. Alrighty. And then I am going to adhere this panel to my card front. Yes, the inking crew is an awesome group. Very talented ladies, incredible leaders, and we just have an awesome good time. So if you are looking to join a great Stampin' Up! Team, I highly recommend our team, because you just won't find any group that's any better out there. I'll tell you, just wonderful people. Yes, Akiko, happy birthday. I hope you're having fun celebrating today. Everybody should celebrate their birthday. Okay, and when I'm adhering, when I adhere the DSP panel, I'm making sure that I have an equal reveal of the Calypso Coral underneath, and then when I apply this to the card front, again, I'm checking for an equal reveal top and bottom. So that looks good to me. And I did pre-cut a piece here, which I don't see on my desk. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Let me look on the floor. I seem to have misplaced a piece of the card. Wouldn't you know it? Hold on. Let me check everywhere here. I hate when this happens. I had it pre-cut. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on, let me check the floor again. And I don't see it anywhere. Darn. Oh, there it is. Yep, it hit the floor. So sorry about that. It definitely hit the floor. So I also pre-cut this border from the die set. And this border is different from the border contained on the stamps. The stamp set has two, I'm calling them borders, or decorative pieces. But this is different from what's contained in the stamp set. And I didn't point out, but this stamp set, these two dies cut out the flowers. And then there are two frames that you can cut out that are really cool looking. Again, all of these have a southwest flare. And then the diamond and a grass. So, and I haven't checked out this little tiny die yet. It looks like it cuts out a bunch of diamonds and triangles. So, for anybody that likes to paper piece, that might be fun. So what I'm going to do here, I've cut out this decorative edge, and I am going to, I just need to see my grid paper here. I am going to adhere this across the front of my card about an inch up from the bottom of the card base. And let me get some glue on there and see how. Okay. So I'm just going to run a bead of glue. It is a pretty die, Akiko. I love the Southwest flair on this stamp set. Mostly because I've been to the Southwest and it just reminds me of just so many gorgeous, gorgeous things. The rock formations, the red rocks, just beautiful. And I'm going to try, there's kind of these little bump ups here. I'm going to try and get those as even as I can. When adhering that, let me make sure I'm straight. I'm a little high on that end. Slip that down. There we go. Okay. Make sure that's adhered. All right. And then I'm going to open up my card base and just take my snips and go ahead and the dogs are going to bark. No, no. Shh, 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 shh. That's Maisie. Make a noise. No, no. The mailman just drove on the street, which he's early. He must be delivering packages. All right, my apologies for the dog barking. She's a vocal little critter. Bobby Flay Food. I missed out on something, Rosie. I don't know what reminds you of Bobby Flay Food. All right, so that is the card front. Let's go ahead and stamp the greeting. I'm going to bring my scrap paper back in here. And I just got a white strip. It is, let me see how long this strip is. Maisie, no. Shh. So sorry, guys. If I knew how to mute a live video, I would. So this is 4.5 by 3/4 inches wide. Oh, gotcha. No. No, no, you sit down. Sit. Like she's going to listen to me. These dogs are so spoiled, it's not even funny. See, he was just delivering something. He's gone. Okay. So this sentiment says, sending warm rays your way. And I love these sentiments. And I am going to do my very darndest to get this stamped straight. We'll see how I do. I had a heck of a time stamping this. And I cut extra sentiment labels just in case. Let's see how I do. I know the sticker's on straight, so now look how crooked. All right, we're going to try one more time. I think that I have the stamp centered on the block, so that's what I need to do. I know, I like the sentiment too, Akiko. Let's try one more time. Good thing I cut an extra label. Well, we got 2 more tries here. And if I don't get it in 2 more tries, I don't know what, I have it all lined up on the block. So and I tested it. So I'm not quite sure what happened. Let's try, you know what? I need to use my grid paper and test it here so I can get an idea. So let's see here if it will stamp straight. Okay, that's pretty straight. So it is straight on the block. The sticker must not be on straight. So let me try that. My apologies. I've got to pull this towards me so I can get it stamped. Otherwise, who knows? So let's try that. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm going to go with that. It's a little high on the sentiment label, but I'm going with it. And while I have the ink open, let me get the inside panel and stamp the sentiment. And the sentiment I chose for the inside panel is "Let the Fun Begin." I thought this was a nice friendship card, and I'm actually going to send it to my girlfriend because we just recently took a very rainy day trip. We had a blast, but she'll appreciate the sentiment. Okay, there we go. That's the inside panel. And then I am going to go ahead and grab the large stamp, the large flower stamp, and go ahead and stamp the front of the envelope. As soon as I can find it here. I kind of got all these pieces floating around. All right. So I hope everybody's doing well today. If you're not familiar, Stampin' Up! Right now is having a last chance product sale. So they're retiring products that will retire with the current mini catalog on January 4th. You can grab those items while supplies last, and you can get some good savings. There's up to 60% off on some of the stuff. So you really need to check it out. That is the Last Chance Products promotion. And you can get the details about that promotion on my blog. I'm going to go ahead and close my ink up here before a catastrophe happens. And set that out of the way. Okay, we can set this aside and we can get back to our card. So I'm going to take the sentiment label and our two little die cut flowers. And so what I want to do is I want to place these flowers kind of overlapping. And then the sentiment is going to get adhered over top of the decorative strip that we have already adhered to this. So what I want to do is I first want to apply a little bit of glue on the smaller flower edge. And let me see, how did I have that? So I'm just going to put a very small amount of glue on the underside of this flower because I want to adhere it to the larger one. This just makes it easier when we go ahead to adhere these down. So I can set that aside and let that dry. And I am going to go ahead and adhere the sentiment label to the card front. And what I want to avoid is putting Stampin' Dimensionals at the top right corner over here, because I am going to come back and just kind of slightly tuck those flowers underneath. So I just need to be mindful not to put Stampin' Dimensionals over there in that corner. So we can go ahead and get some of these on here. Stampin' Up! Has also refreshed their clearance rack, and there's some really good savings out there, so you should check it out. And I also have that noted on my blog as well. Let's go ahead and get our sentiment label on. We had rain all day yesterday. Today it finally stopped raining earlier this morning, but good grief, we had a lot of rain. And you know what I did? I put those sentiment labels, or I put the dimensionals, right where I said I didn't want them. Oh, good grief. So if you need to remove dimensionals, you can just kind of roll your finger over them, and they remove quite nicely. Just kind of roll the adhesive off, and we will try that one more time. I swear I can't talk and I can't do two things at once. All right. And of course everything's sticking to me now. There we go. All right. Get those covers off. No, thank you, Mary. It's kind of an understated card, which I like sometimes. Sometimes I like real fancy, and sometimes understated is nice. So I'm trying to center this over that decorative strip and then center it left to right. And I think we're good there. And that looks good about there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of our flowers. So I just want to avoid kind of that area in there that's going to be tucked up underneath. And maybe one more in the middle there just to support that center so it doesn't sag. See, if you cut your Stampin' dimensionals in half, you don't feel bad about using a lot of them. And I tend to use a lot of them. Okay, just get these covers off and we are almost done actually. I also have a promotion right now for double honey drop points, and that's one of my rewards programs. You can earn points for every $25 that you order from me through my online store. And I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and tuck our flowers under here like that. That's good. So you can grab the details on my website about my Honeybee Rewards program and earning extra honey drops. And that is now through December 22nd in honor of all of the retiring products. All right. That is pretty much the outside of the card. I've got one more thing to do for that. I have a little narrow strip here of DSP that I saved, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that across the bottom of my card. And I like to just take my thumbnail and kind of, so I know where to end with the glue. And I'll go ahead and, once I get this adhered, trim that up with the card edge, with the panel edge rather. And I'm just going to adhere this to the bottom of the inside panel. Make sure we're straight there. Well, thank you, Akiko. I appreciate it. Yay, yay for double points. All right. And then we can go ahead and I'm going to adhere this panel to a Calypso Coral mat. I think Calypso Coral is very appropriate for Southwest designs. Very kind of spicy and hot, the color. Okay, that looks good. Give that a nice press down, kind of get that glue smushed out so we don't have any lines. And I'll go ahead and get that adhered on the inside of our card. And have something fun to show you that I discovered. Maybe you guys knew this. I did not, with the sequins that I'm going to use on this card. And I thought, oh, isn't that fun? Get this glued down the right way. Yep. So on this card, I opted not to use any ribbon. This very much could be a guy card, you know, a masculine card. So I opted to go without any ribbon, but I did use a little bling. I used the sequins, and let me find those. And so I opened my pack of sequins and pulled them out, and I'm like, oh, look, little crescent moons. Aren't they? They're so tiny, but little crescent moons. And when I designed my original card, and I found these little crescent moons, I thought how perfect to put those little rounded kind of bowls in the center of our flowers to kind of decorate them up a little bit more. And I just thought that was like the perfect thing. I don't know. You know, little things thrill me. What can I say? But I just thought they were so precious, and it reminds me of a flower bowl. And so there you go. That's where I put them. I thought that was neat. Yeah, you have to open the whole pack to see the little crescent moons. If you don't open the whole pack and pull them out, you don't see them. That's how I saw them. But anyway. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a sentiment here. Let's put it up there. And these are the small sequins. And let's put one right there. And put one down there. Okay, I like that. Alrighty. And then the last thing we need to do here is to adhere a coordinating piece of DSP to our envelope flap. Oh, thanks, Rosie. But I gotta tell you, you guys, if you're watching, are gonna love, love, love the new mini catalog. There are so many cute sets and pretty sets in this catalog coming out. You know, it's always exciting to see new products. But I was very surprised, because I don't think anything really can top sometimes the holiday catalog. You know, everybody likes to get their hands on all those Christmas sets and whatnot. But yeah, the upcoming mini catalog has some really cool stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim away this excess DSP from around the envelope flap here, and we are done. Okay. So I hope everybody's getting ready for Christmas. Is everybody decorated for Christmas? Everybody all ready for Christmas? I am not. I usually am decorated by Thanksgiving weekend. That didn't happen this year, sadly. And I'm kind of stressing about it. I did get the tree up this morning, so that's done. But I'm kind of behind. So that is my card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. The Desert Detail stamp set and dies. And the, what is that paper called again? Can't believe I can't remember that. The Delicate Desert 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So just beautiful products. Hope you enjoyed today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all next week. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.